Hello everyone, and welcome to the first Let's Chat of this new academic year. I thought it would be quite interesting to tell you why we do Let's Chat. We've tried lots of ways of getting messages across the Trust, albeit through newsletters or different meetings, but what we found is that was a bit onerous, that people were expected to have to read things, etc. And we thought this would be a fun way of introducing members of our organisation to you. The offer is always, please, if you want to come and sit on the sofa, then please, I would really love you to come and tell all the Trust what you do. I know so far the feedback I've had is people really enjoy it. So let us know. It'd be really good to hear from you. So as we start this new academic year, I'd like to say hello and welcome to Brooklands Farm. I know you were served many cakes and received postcards from us, all courtesy of Pilly and the marketing team. So welcome. This is going to be a whole year of new collaborations, making new friends, and I hope it really is everything that you want it to be. Usually on the Let's Chat sofa, I have my wonderful Youth Parliament, but they are busy now being elected for their positions. So instead, I'm going to be speaking to Jodie Blackhurst from To My Lash, who, along with Pilly and Jason, helped me to make Youth Parliament as good as it is. So my first guest today is Jodie Blackhurst. Jodie, I have known for a good many years now. I'll let Jodie introduce herself as where she's come from and what she's doing now.
So obviously I'm Jodie. I started at TMA when I was a child in year 3, 7 years old.
I remember.
Yeah, you were my head teacher. And we're kind of carrying on through together. One of my favourite memories was when you did one of our year 6 assemblies and you taught us how to say the really long name.
Can you say it now?
Nope. Well, but I remembered it at the time.
This is my moment. It's Llanfair Prosgwyngyll Llongera Chwndro but Llansilio Go Go Go.
There we go. I remembered the go 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 part, but I could not remember the rest. But that was one of my favourite memories there. But obviously went on, carried my education, but then came back and went through the ITT to train to be a teacher. And I did my kind of 1 year teaching at Fairfields, which was really nice to kind of come back to an IFTL school and you know where the roots have come from. So it was nice to have that whilst I was learning to teach. And I think it was a couple of years ago, I then decided to kind of spread my wings a little bit and came across to My Lash, which is obviously where I am now as a year 3 teacher and head of year.
Head of year at To My Lash.
And
year. What Jodie's forgotten to say is her both brothers went to To My Lash. Her father was a chair of governors and her mother still works there.
Yes, still works there.
So it very is TMA DNA.
Oh, it is, definitely.
And what I think is really lovely is that's how we always say we want to grow little people and big people in our organisation, and you are the epitome of doing that.
Started little, grew only a little bit taller, but became an adult and came back. So,
and really, one of the reasons being on the sofa today is Jodie has become my wingman along with Pilly and Jason with Youth Parliament.
Yes.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do with Youth Parliament?
So I kind of help with all the ideas that we have, kind of help make it more in what the kids would understand and how they can access it. So this year we brought in a lot of Showbie and how the kids can be interacting with that and using their iPads a lot more, because obviously that's something that we have across the Trust. So it's integrating that and using that to our advantage. But also making it so that the kids are really excited about what they're wanting to do, coming up with all these different ideas. Obviously me and Jason kind of pitched together going forwards with the Let's Go Zero campaign, which obviously we doing at To My Lash, and I know Fairfield started as well.
And we work really hard on that Youth Parliament Day, where we'll now have with Brooklands Farm 42 children coming along. So that is quite a big group of children. And there's only so much we can do during that session. And I think the most important thing is that when children go back into schools, they can continue that momentum.
Yes.
And I think what you've done is make sure that via Showbie, people will know automatically in schools what the children are doing and try and support that.
Yeah.
Because that Let's Go Zero and the sustainability that we're really looking at depends on changing behaviours, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah, like, so we were doing all the like the videos on how to make our school more eco-friendly, looking at all the different bins and things like that. So it meant that the kids really felt like they were getting involved and really pushing for it at school, but they could also show it off. So our last meeting last year, we kind of compiled everything together and they could see all the work that they'd done progressing across. And we could only really do that through the use of the iPads. So.
And we've got to give the children a voice, I think,
Yes.
in schools, because, you know, the 3 pledges that we've made for Youth Parliament is sustainability, learning about democracy, which we know is a British value, and also what is it like being a child in an IFTL school.
Yes.
And you know, I was talking to Rich from Glebe Farm just last week, and we were talking about looking at a children's partnership of IFTL activities. So Youth Parliament is one, sport is another, drama, music. So watch this space. This is something, and if you want to get involved in that, then please do email, because I think that I'd love the children to have an IFTL logo on a PE kit or on something.
Yes.
So thank you for putting your time into it, because I know it's part of another thing that you do, but that is what's part of being in the trust, is like, we really care about kids. We want them to have the best, and it's people like you make that happen. So thank you.
Well, I do really enjoy it. So
good. Thank you. So my next guest today is Sarah from SMSG. We talk a lot about education, obviously, in our sector. However, the engine room of how things work is down to our professional services staff. So to start with, Sarah, we'll talk about who you are. Why are you sat on this sofa today?
Wow, I joined St Mary and St Giles just over 6 years ago, and I joined at a time of transition and change, and that was, my joining the school was driven by my daughter being a pupil in year 4 at that time. So at the time we weren't part of IFTL.
When did you join the trust?
I think it was pushed back by COVID, and I think it was after Easter of 2021.
Right,
if I remember correctly. But you were around.
We were working together, weren't we? And it didn't really matter you were in or out, but that was the direction of travel. What's unique about SMSG, and as we know, it's based in Stony Stratford, it's across 2 sites, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does that make things
it's
difficult?
a challenge. It's a challenge, definitely. Once you're working in there, it starts to make sense. Because being spread over 2 schools, one school takes children from the age of 2 through to year 6, and the other school is just Key Stage 2, years 3 to 6. So there's very different styles of working within the schools individually.
We all, you know, one of the things that we will all say is communication could be better. Is that something that?
You have to really work on it, and actually, over the years that I've been working at St Mary and St Giles, communication was the first thing we started to work on in that period from 2019, 2020, was to initially improve communication home to the parents, but also to bring the schools together. At that time, they were run quite independently, but we've worked for many years now to bring the schools together. And I think we're actually getting there now. Yeah.
So what about your role then? Your role has changed, hasn't
it has. I started as receptionist back in 2019, progressed to office manager, where I was managing the offices at both schools, and now I'm school coordinator, which then takes on some of the business responsibilities as well.
So you make the school tick on a day-to-day basis, don't you?
Yeah, I wear many hats, and it's truly one of those jobs that could be advertised as you're going to do something different on every day of the week.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, you're going to come in and plan to do something, and actually you're going to do something totally different.
I think there is a proactive part of it, but there's a very reactive.
Yes, absolutely.
And when you think, when there's that many people in a building, day in, day out, with parents as well coming in, there's definitely a need for somebody to just keep the ship sailing while, you know, people are in classes and doing the role. So do you get much interaction with children in that role?
Loads. Yes, absolutely. And I love that. I love that about the school. I'm not a teacher. The children call me Sarah. I have a great relationship. I love working particularly with the littlies. I really enjoy that, yeah.
Because I do think working in a school, that's why our values, the first one is fun.
Yeah.
It should be fun working in a school. And I think if you are in more of a professional services or more office-based, I can't think of a better place to work.
Yeah.
You know, so you've got children around you all the time who make you feel good.
They do.
And they are fun. And then...
I mean, I start my day every day with breakfast club with 60-odd children.
And what about then the network across the trust? Are you part of network where you can collaborate with other people?
Well, last year I did the Inspiring Leaders course.
Oh, okay.
And part of that, the really nice thing about it was that I got to meet people from other schools, and some of the invaluable stuff that came was actually on lunch break.
Yeah, absolutely.
When best practice was being shared, and definitely I've come away from that, and I've got contacts there that I can pick up the phone to if I want to, and little tips and things that I've learnt from them just by being in their company.
They call it the water cooler conversations, isn't it? And that's what we missed during COVID.
Yeah.
And it's great because being part of the family, there is almost no secrets. We are just sharing the load. And, you know, we talk about you're only as strong as your weakest link. You can pick up the phone to anybody who's doing something. They will have come across something that you want some advice on, or you can give some advice.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
You're
for
welcome.
the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go, because we even got a course in there. My next guest today is Vicky. Vicky joined us. When did you join us?
Nearly a year ago now.
Nearly a year ago as our Deputy Designated Safeguarding Lead. And all of you should recognise Vicky's face because we've all done our safeguarding training that was centralised this year, which I'm sure you had a lot of fun filming. How many takes did that take?
That was the third take that was shown, yeah.
Third take. And you're nervous, this is one take, let's chat. So what could possibly go wrong? So, Vicky, you had a more unconventional route into IFTL. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so most of my past career was policing. Most people in the safeguarding teams will know, pretty much straight out of uni, 16 years, various different roles, but a lot around protecting vulnerable people.
So what made you make that change?
There's probably a number of different reasons, mostly probably around work-life balance. If I'm honest, I think having my daughter made me realise kind of wanted to be at home a bit more in the evenings and weekends. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, weekends and evenings. Glad to be back home now.
So, and how have those skills been transferable then?
I think it's, you know, that calm in crisis kind of, you know, found works well at kind of quick decision making as well, but obviously evidence-based decision making and knowing kind of the thresholds. I think that's a big thing with the safeguarding, knowing your thresholds of when you need to involve your partner agencies.
And you've created quite a team in IFTL, haven't you, with Victoria and with all the designated safeguarding leads. How does that feel?
It's really nice actually, because everyone comes from such a different background. It's been really nice learning about everybody. We're running our networking session later actually as well, because we've got quite a few new people this year, new to the role and new to IFTL. And everyone's kind of from different backgrounds and has got different skills.
Because I think in any school, when you've only got, you know, there's one designated safeguarding lead with such a heavy responsibility where decisions are made, the warmth and feeling of togetherness where you share those decisions must be amazing for those designated safeguarding leads in schools as well.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying before, it's a heavy role, it's a lot to carry. So I think it's about remembering that, you know, there is a team there as well. You don't have to kind of cope with it all on your own. There are people you can reach out to and support you with things.
And actually, you've been doing a lot. We've been taking part in the Bletchley Partnership, haven't we?
Yeah.
And you've been doing a lot with Milton Keynes Council and social care and health. You know, we know that we are like the fourth emergency service in schools. Yeah. And it is important that we do wrap around families and communities. But how has that work gone with that togetherness?
Yeah, it's been it has been really interesting. I mean, before I moved into education, I didn't realise how much schools were doing. So that was quite eye-opening actually. But being part of the Pathfinders and kind of making those links with different people within the local authority, being able to get people together in that forum has been really good. I think for both sides, for the local authority to see what the schools are dealing with, and also for the schools to kind of have those interactions with people.
Because I think families were almost falling between stools, weren't they?
Yeah.
So the you know, and I know from speaking to Dr. Walters at the clinic in Bletchley, you know, we were doubling up on things, or people were falling in between the cracks. So now having your vulnerable learners panel, that has been really, really eye-opening for, you know, health can blame school education, education can blame social services, and that public pound has just got to work really hard. So bringing everybody together has been really enlightening, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, it's easy sometimes to kind of have a whinge and a moan about the other agencies, but actually coming together and seeing actually what they all do, what they hold, what they can and can't do, I think helps a lot strengthen those relationships.
And the most important thing to remember, we've got some really vulnerable, the world is a really difficult place at the moment, and we've got some really vulnerable families and children, and we have to wrap around them, love them, and provide whatever we can to make them ready to learn, because we can't just drop children in and get them to learn. It's about all the other things you do. So your role is just phenomenal, very interesting, but very hardcore, that some of the things you have to deal with. So thank you so much for what you do. And one last thing before we go, Vicky, as we know, the first of our trust values is fun. And sometimes, you know, with the role you do, things can be really heavy, but you have been able to lighten things, and you have a Strictly competition going on in the trust team. Do you want to tell us about that?
I did it before in a previous role and everyone loved it. So we're doing a Strictly Come Dancing sweepstake at the minute. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekly emails.
Well, I don't actually watch Strictly, but I can now engage.
You feel like you are now.
Well, I can engage in conversation with my mother now, because I can tell her, I think I'm number 3 or 4 on the leaderboard. Who's out already?
So Thomas went out this week. So Steph won the wooden spoon, because the first out is the first winner in our sweepstake. So
things like that. Just, you know, we talk about our sense of belonging constantly. That is really it's brought us all together. So thank you so much. And my final guest, save the best to last, as they say, is Mr. Rob Tite. Rob is my partner in crime. Started the trust with me 9 years ago. But let's hear from Rob, his journey in IFTL.
So I, like you said, started from the beginning. So I joined in 2013 at 2 Mile Ash as a management accountant, joining from practice. So I worked as an auditor and advisor, 2 academies as well, and joined, was really excited to come out of practice and work for a school where I thought, you know, the purpose, the feeling of the school was fantastic. We started the trust. Pressed the button for Whitehouse and Fairfields together. Although I'm going to claim credit for pressing it first, but no,
we pressed it at the same time.
And we started from there, and we've just gone through all the challenges to date.
So what people probably don't know is IFTL started with Rob and myself, and there was nobody else. So people were buying into us. And the first schools that were started the trust were 2 Mile Ash, Fairfields, Whitehouse, Only Middle, Only Infants, and Chestnut. So they were the founding schools of the trust, where we had that commonality of what our vision was for children. But actually, we were all in very different places, you know, being a brand new school or outstanding schools or good schools. And we thought we wanted to create something really special together. And one of the things that happened in 2016 was that Whitehouse opened, but Fairfields was empty. So what was one of your main jobs with Fairfields, Rob?
I think I've done a lot of different jobs over the years. And before the times of when our colleagues like Steph and Jason joined us, at Fairfields, my weekly task was opening up, going around, flushing the toilets, running the taps, checking the doors,
9 years moving on, you've changed, your circumstances have changed.
Yeah.
What's happened in your personal life?
I never thought I'd get there, but on my personal life, I'm married and I've got a beautiful daughter. So things are fantastic at the minute.
And actually, that gives it. What's nice now is Rob can, from working with Rob over the years and bringing up my own sons, you can now see it's that juggle, isn't it? Having a little adorable little girl at home, but also working for the good of lots of other children as well in the organisation. So, 9 years, what does it feel like in your role now? How's your job changed?
It's a lot different. Obviously, we've grown a lot, and through that growth, there's been a lot of different challenges. Where and also pushing on for what we do, the offer. We've expanded, so not built necessarily on what we must do, but also what we'd like to do. So the trust team has gone from strength to strength, and as part of that, the teams I've managed and supported have changed over those years. So what we do centrally, what the schools do, the areas we'd like to focus or offer is really changed and expanded. And with that, it changes, those growing pains, it's come and gone, whether that's in taking certain schools on at a certain time, what challenges they present, or financially what challenges they present. And obviously always having in our front of our mind the impact on the children, the school improvement and what the school needs.
And I haven't once mentioned that your surname is Tite and you're the accountant. You get that? Anyway, thank you so much, Rob, and I look forward to the next 9 years.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you to all my guests today. It's been really enjoyable Let's Chat, where we've had real diversity in roles, and what's been really nice is the heart of everybody. Every single thing comes back to what we do for children and families and communities. So thank you so much for that. And I'd also like to wish Fairfields good luck. They have a pilot inspection in a week or so. So we look forward to hearing how that adventure goes. Sometimes it's good for us to put ourselves out there to experience what is going on nationally within things like Ofsted, and then we share those experiences across our trust. So we sort of take it for the team in different areas, and Kelly very much has taken it for the team for Fairfield. So good luck on that. And as I said, if you'd like to come on to the sofa, I think, we should have Maxine from Brooklands Farm on the next sofa to say how she's enjoyed the first term of being in IFTL. So watch this space and have a great rest of the half term.